It should be nothing but smooth sailing from... Hello?
You probably already know that Inside Out 2 is a Disney movie that's made history. But did you know there's an Easter egg for the next Pixar movie hidden in one of the scenes? Pixar has a long tradition of always placing Easter eggs for their upcoming movies in the previous ones. The thing is, Inside Out 2 kind of skipped the line and came out before Elio, which was supposed to be released first. But they still managed to sneak in a little reference to the movie about the boy who goes to space in one of the scenes. When a bunch of memories fall into the command center, bringing poor Sadness along, if you look closely, you'll notice that in the yellow memory orb in the corner of the image, the protagonist of Disney's next animated movie appears. This is exactly the scene where the boy is abducted and starts floating. This Easter egg was really well hidden. And it's not the only one. Check out all 22 hidden details in Inside Out 2 with us now. Speaking of references to other Pixar movies, we found another really cool one. When the demolition team arrives at the Emotions Command Center and starts destroying everything, notice that among the random items that appear, there's a piano. Seriously, how did a piano get there? The fact is, that's the same piano Joe, the protagonist of Soul, uses to play his beautiful songs. A tribute to Pete Docter, who directed Soul and also directed Inside Out in 2015. Another amazing Easter egg we found in the movie happens right after Sadness reaches the Emotions Command Center again. We can also see near Envy there's a memory orb where you can see a guy with long hair playing guitar intensely. The interesting thing is, that guy is none other than Riley's dad playing guitar, as we see in his memories when he discovers that Jordan also plays guitar. The detail is that this memory is red, which is the color of anger. This suggests Riley saw some old footage of her dad playing guitar and Jordan was probably with her, which must have made her very angry. This would explain why this memory exists, even though she wasn't born yet, and why it's angry. Another memory we can identify throughout the movie happens when several orbs end up in Riley's conviction center. In one of them, we can see the scene where the girl ends up stealing her mom's credit card. The thing is, in the first movie, it was Anger's idea to use her parents' credit card to buy the ticket, but the memory is purple, which is Fear's color. A little mistake from Pixar, but that's okay. They definitely have a lot of goodwill with us. In the first movie about Riley and her emotions, we saw her wearing a t-shirt with the colors of the core emotions plus orange, representing anxiety, who would appear in the second movie. And in this movie, since Riley has grown, it doesn't fit her anymore. That shirt had the colors very well divided, indicating that the emotions had well-defined roles. The detail is that when her parents drop her off at hockey camp, we see that Riley is now wearing another t-shirt with all the colors of the old emotions and the new ones too. But notice that they're all mixed up. This definitely hinted at the chaos the emotions would cause in her mind throughout the movie. Another clue from Pixar based on our protagonist's clothing. And if you're also a fan of Inside Out and love these little color details in the movie like we do, comment #colors below. Speaking of the shirt not fitting Riley anymore, it's because she's now 13 years old, which means more than a year has passed between the first and second movies. And to make this even clearer, the movie gives us a really cool hint. When the emotions find a walk talk, you see the letter R followed by the numbers 1 and 3 on its screen. R is for Riley, and the numbers make 13, which is exactly Riley's age.
Our little girl's growing up so fast. Ow. Sorry.
Talking about going to hockey camp, we notice something interesting when we see Riley's parents driving away in their car. We see the letters ITAH and the numbers 286. Honestly, I'm not sure what the letters mean, but the numbers seem to reference February 1986. That was the month and year Pixar was officially founded. Colors are definitely one of the most important things in Inside Out 2, as you've probably noticed since the movie first came out. And when Joy invites Sadness to go to the Conviction Center, she presses some keys to activate the elevator that will take them there. If you look closely, you'll see that the colors that appear when she presses them are the colors of the 5 core emotions: green, red, purple, yellow, and blue. Man, I love these little details in Pixar movies. Speaking of colors, as things happen in the movie, we see that anxiety's presence becomes stronger not only inside Riley's head, but also in how things are represented in the movie. This is clear from the amount of orange things we see, like the details on the hockey team uniforms, the couch where the team girls sit, and even the lockers and bleachers in the gym where the girls train. all orange, referencing anxiety. As we mentioned, Inside Out 2 and Elio swap places in Disney's movie order, which I honestly thought was great. This made the Emotions movie Pixar's 28th film, and the reference to this number shows up on Riley's hockey jersey at the beginning of the movie. But since one reference isn't enough, Pixar decided to reinforce the number once again. We know one of Sadness's favorite things to do is read manuals, as we saw in the first movie. And when she mentions the manuals again in Inside Out 2, guess which number the manual she reads has? Sadness talks about Manual 28, another nod to the fact that this is Pixar's 28th film release. Subtle, but super cool. Now let's go back a bit in the movie to the room where the Emotions sleep. We notice some really interesting details in Riley's mind room. For instance, near Sadness's bed, there's a box of tissues for her tears. Always prepared for anything. Also, you can see that her blanket has lots of little teardrops on it. That's definitely a neat detail. If you've made it this far, you're definitely in the right place. So go ahead and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss our next videos, alright? We also noticed, besides all the other cool details we mentioned in our other Inside Out 2 Easter eggs video about where Anger sleeps, like his stone pillow, the fire extinguisher, and his little punching bag, we noticed something else. He has a small banner on the wall with a growl, grrr, written on it. Very creative, I have to admit. Now let's move on to the scene where the girls on the team and Riley see the coach conveniently leave her notebook on the table in her office. We can notice a detail that's practically Pixar's signature. Check out the desk lamp. It's exactly like the one that's been Pixar's mascot for years and always shows up in their openings. Of course, Pixar isn't just about one Easter egg. They have a list of references that are present in almost all their movies. For example, the Pizza Planet truck is one of them, and it's in Inside Out 2, and many people didn't even notice. You can find it on the table where the Emotions sleep. It's unclear if it's Fear's toy car or Joy's origami, but it's definitely a Pizza Planet truck. Besides these two details we've already mentioned, we have to talk about the almost eternal Pixar ball. You can see it hidden a bit when the Emotions end up in Riley's future career parade. And the cool thing is, in this parade scene, we also find another really neat reference. Next to it, you can see a toy box with Figment the Dragon. He's the mascot of the Imagination attraction at Walt Disney World Resort. At the end of the movie, in the post-credit scenes, we see that anxiety is also present in both Riley's dad's and mom's minds. But she only shows up occasionally, it seems. But that's not even what caught our attention the most. When Riley's dad's mind accepts her brief answer about how camp was fun and replies briefly to mom's question, notice they get ready to watch a game again, just like we see in the first movie when Riley's dad is traveling while eating his dinner. Also, we notice that Joy in his mind simply pulls out a can from under the counter. My question is, was that soda? I don't think so. Watching Inside Out 2 was definitely one of the coolest things I did this year because it's such a great movie. And since you made it this far, we're giving you 2 video suggestions so you can keep watching the best content about cartoons and animated movies. Just click on one of them and enjoy!